Okay, so now we just finished making our second gas planet. It's just like the first one. It's a cloudy planet. It's featureless. But let's make a third planet have some kind of banding. So we think about a planet like Jupiter. Really, most of the gas planets in our own solar system have a kind of a cloud pattern, a banded sort of a pattern um, on the surface. So let's make our third planet based on our first. So we can go to File, Open, choose planet number 1. We can close out our red planet. And in your assignment information, I gave you a link to the NASA website. So that's a good source for images of planet surfaces. So let's click on the NASA website. And there's a couple of ways to find the images that you need. One way is to search. So like if I'm thinking of the banding cloud pattern on Jupiter, maybe I just type in the word Jupiter and hit return and do a search. Another way is to choose from this drop-down menu. You can choose the planets. So either way. Now I'm looking for this banding pattern, so I see there's a nice image right here. If I hover over that, there's a little arrow. Click on the arrow, and then right-click the image. Choose Save Image As. And just save that to wherever you would like. If you want to save it into your project folder, that's fine, but remember, I don't need these images. I just need your final JPEGs that you turn in. So let's save this. Remember that you should always give credit to the source, so make sure you save a list of sources. Okay, so back in Photoshop, I've saved my Jupiter image. Let's open that up separately. So go to File, Open, find that image. Okay, so we want this to pick up the blue color of our planet. One thing we don't want is to make our planets look like real planets. We don't want our planet to look like Jupiter. We want it to look like our own fictional planet. So we have a blue gas planet that's going to have a cloud pattern. So I need to get rid of these colors. So I'm going to go to Image, Mode, choose Grayscale, discard colors. So now I have a grayscale image. It's just black and white and shades of gray. Let's drag our tab so that we have a floating window. And then click and drag onto our planet document. And our cloud pattern appears on our document. Let's rename that layer. Anything that makes sense, we'll call it, I'll call mine cloud pattern. Drag the layer to directly above your planet layer. Hold down the Option key, so you're going to hover your mouse between your new layer and the planet layer, and when you do that, you get this little icon. Click and our planet shape masks out our image. We can zoom in a little bit. Let's choose, for blend mode, let's choose multiply. That allows our uh, planet color to show through a bit. And for the opacity, we might want to make some adjustments to that. We might want to lighten up the shadow a bit so we can see our pattern better. All right, so the next thing we could do is most planets have an axis that's not exactly straight up and down or 90 degrees. Maybe it's like Earth is tilted at a angle of 23.5 degrees, I believe. So let's give this a little bit of a tilt. Command T, make sure you're selected on your cloud pattern layer, and click and drag to rotate, and how, the angle or direction of your rotation, that's up to you. Maybe you have a planet that tilts to the extreme, and that could be really interesting. In fact, let's do that. We now have a gas planet with a cloud pattern. What we want to do is to change the color so that we don't have two planets that are exactly the same color. That's pretty unlikely. So we can do that without converting our smart object back to a normal rasterized layer. If we double click on the icon or thumbnail, and we can lock our transparent pixels, choose edit, fill, purple is kind of nice. Maybe we want a purple banded planet. A purple planet with a banded cloud pattern. All right, click out of this tab, save, and now we have an interesting purple planet. We might also want to duplicate our cloud pattern layer just to give it a little bit more of a contrast with the background, and if that's too much, we can change the opacity. We can make some adjustments here. All right, so this is the third planet. We used our first planet, Planet 1 document as a template. So we want to make sure that we don't save over our original. We're going to do a save as again. So File, Save As. Let's name this one 3 because this is our third planet. And choose Save. Again, you need a JPEG of this to turn in, so go to File, Export, and then make sure you have all the settings correct. JPEG maximum, hit OK or hit Save.